All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. You all know the drill. If you can hear Pastor Dowell, you know what I mean? Yours here today, said pastor, like a lot of people say. I'm joined in here by my sidekick, Teacher Shane. Say hello, Teacher Shane, or hell is low, or hi, shalom.
Morning.
Hallelujah. If y'all can hear me, let us know, because we don't want to waste this particular broadcast right here. We hope that each and every last one of you doing well this day. It's been at least a week since I probably have broadcasted live.
Yes.
Something like that, right? We haven't been on much. Mostly been posting. I mostly been watching all the things that's going on. I hope everybody in the dining hall can hear me as well. Boy, we have a fire broadcast for you today. It's a broadcast pretty much that when we speak about it, we talk about it. It's a joyful situation, but at the same time, it's a sad situation.
Yes, true.
And when we make the statement that we rejoice that Yah is good and Yah is righteous and Yah is just, we have another one of these situations, and we'll get into it. But first of all, before I get started on explaining that situation, I want to talk to us. I have to talk to us about the social and economic fronts. We got to get that out of the way here first, because I have given the marching orders to a couple of homesteads to not buy any land this winter. Just stack Federal Reserve notes, stack resources, because the way that these interest rates are going to, at least, I truly believe that the Fed chair is going to actually raise these interest rates up another 50 base points. And with that said, a lot of people have decided to actually take my advice. And I told them, don't buy land, don't buy any homes, don't go out and buy any houses, because you're going to be disappointed at these interest rates. And right now, they're doing everything they can to try to hold on to the housing market. They're doing everything they can to try to hold on to the used car market. They're trying to keep these prices inflated because they can literally see the writing on the wall. We are in an economic recession. I'll take it a little bit farther and say depression. That's what we literally truly are in this daytime and hour. It's a sad situation because, many people are going to go out here and erase all their, they're going to literally erase their substance on riotous living, foolishness and frivolity. You know what I mean? They out here going to go spend money on $5 toasters and $50 TVs, yes, in which they really truly don't need. They don't need it, if you understand what I mean.
Gotta consume.
And gotta consume. Cannot be content,
Yes,
with such things as you have. And the housing market is going to crash. That's the reason why I told our people to not go out and buy any land right now, because the prices are extraordinarily inflated.
yes.
Don't go out and buy any houses. They're inflated. The market is coming down. It's coming down. It's going to come down hard. And the sole purpose of the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, and all them to raise the interest rates, because in order to get control of this high inflation, there's only one way you can do it. You have to raise the interest rates.
Yes.
You have to be able to curb the spending of Americans.
Interesting.
And most people don't understand economics. I mean, you could call it Keynesian economics or whatever you want to. I like to call it common sense. Now, don't get me wrong. I realize that we use the phrase common sense.
Yes.
But I also know that it's very uncommon to have common sense in this daytime and hour.
True. Very true.
It's extremely uncommon.
I mean,
So I want y'all to give undivided attention and listen to what I have to say, because we're going to speak about this just briefly before we go into the main subject here at hand. I am watching the unemployment rate literally skyrocket and go through the roofs.
Yes.
I don't understand for the life of me how people are actually making ends meet if they're not going to go out and work on these jobs. You know, I'm of the model, and if anybody want to hear the model that I am of, if you want to hear the model that Pastor Dowell is of, type number 3 in the comment section down there. And I can only hope that I have, you know, a lot of people listening. That's one thing I don't understand, Teach. So when I use this switchboard and this OBS and this apparatus right here, I notice that the viewers are not as high as I would if I just use my phone. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Some in the algorithms or something that YouTube's got.
You think people not getting notifications or something like that? Could be that?
Probably because of that way we're connected. Yeah.
Well, anyway, here's the school of thought, the way that Pastor Dowell thinks. And I realize that I have my own personal challenges about a lot of things. But the one thing, can you second the motion on this? And if not, at least tell us the reason why you can't second the motion. I'm going to put myself on the chopping block here, okay? Sure. I'm not the same man that you met.
True.
20-something years ago, and you're not the same man that I met 20-something years ago. We've had to grow in grace and mercy.
Hallelujah. Very true.
And with not being that same man, I like to believe that I've not wasted life by being stagnant and passive, but I've continually tried to develop and continually tried to inform myself, educate myself first so I could be able to minister to the Israelites and the community as a whole.
Amen.
Am I reaching too far?
No, you're spot on.
Okay, so with that said, I'm not going to give us multiple choice here. I'm going to give us one choice. And I want y'all to hear what I have to say. We can either spend our lives building our dreams, or we can go to work for them and build somebody else's dreams.
True. Very true.
Did I make sense?
Yeah, that's true.
If I made sense out there, y'all let me know. And what I mean by building our dreams, because the blueprint is already laid out in the scriptures.
Definitely. Yeah.
And so when I'm talking about building our dreams, I'm talking about building our dreams as the blueprint is already laid out right here in this book right here. It's laid out right here. And I would like to think that regardless of the opposition that we've had in front of us all these years, both socially, politically, economically, religiously, or domestically, I would like to think that wisdom, which is applied knowledge, and if you apply the wisdom of this knowledge right here, you would be able to comprehend and understand what I'm saying, that either we can spend our lives building our dreams, or we can spend our lives working for somebody else and building their dreams.
True.
I.e., when I'm talking about building our dreams, I'm talking about building our own communities, our own homesteads, having our own schools, you know, being able to rear and raise our children after the liberties and freedoms afforded to us by the Most High Yah, and under His direction, His jurisdiction, and His mandates.
Amen.
And while learning all this, also, y'all know how many times I warned us and have been warning us over the years about all these adhesion contracts. Or just when you think you are getting benefits. The one thing that the government is notorious for, is not disclosing unto you the terms and the conditions that are hidden. You can't even see the fine print today.
True.
There's just a bunch of paperwork that's behind what's presented to you in the contract that's sitting in front of you. And we don't think that it is contract, but it is contract. And so now we've gotten to the point now where we have actually, instead of talking about it as usual, we've got to the point now that we are slowly but surely implementing and learning how to be free. Now we already, you know, he who the Son set free, they are free indeed. But we're also talking about not being able to fall up under the jurisdiction of their judgments. Now, don't get me wrong. If you go out here, and of course the law of nature is to violate no one, harm no one. You know, if you go out there and do that, then you deserve exactly what you get.
True.
All right. But if, however, and maybe, if you choose to go ahead and make these contracts and agreements, do not gripe, do not moan, bawl, squall, and complain when you go into their courtrooms and you feel like you've been raped. When they start giving you all these liabilities and tax bills and everything else, and they start extracting more revenue out of you.
Yes.
Don't sit up and gripe and complain when you had an opportunity to educate yourself and get learned, and not only learn, but learn from those who have already went on before you.
Yes.
So we are in the process of doing what the Father said, which was we were to build our own houses.
Yes.
Isn't that what he said?
Yes.
He told us,
it's written.
you go out whatever lands that you in.
Yes.
No matter where you be scattered, I want to be like little sanctuaries unto you.
Yes.
Build you houses.
Yes.
Plant you gardens.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yes.
And so we've lived by that truth. And so far it's boded well for us.
Yeah, we can tell.
But I can tell you that if you really truly listen to me, because I try to be ahead of the trends. I try to make sure that I'm out in front so I can help us to make informed economic decisions.
Yes. Very
Such
true.
as when we're buying building materials. Because, I mean, you look at it now. Just the other day, I was up there looking at some of the regular 8-inch blocks that we purchased. We purchased them things for, I think, like $1.25 a block. A regular 8-inch block now will run you $2.18 a block. That's just from 2 years ago. That's just from 2 years ago. And the split face block, they will run you about $2.35. A split face block. Now they're upwards of $4.50 a block. That's what you would pay $3.50 for the corners on the split face block, both left and right. Now they're upwards of $6. So you see, this is off of the proverbial chain. And of course, I've kept us abreast and aware concerning, when what the commodities are doing. When lumber prices are up, when they're down, because this is something that we definitely need to keep our eyes on.
Yes.
Because
True.
we're builders.
Yes.
I mean, we always constantly building, and we realize that we're not here just building for us. We are the ones
Yes.
that is charged by the Most High Yah with the wisdom, the knowledge, the comprehension, and the understanding to actually build a foundation for our children's children. And not only to build, but what good is it to sit there and build a foundation for your children's children and you don't educate them, you don't give them, I'm going to say something important here, because I've searched for this particular answer for years. And even though I've instilled it in a lot of them, it doesn't mean it's going to stick.
True.
But I have, over the years, have tried to make sure that our youth, our young ones, would have a very serious value system. Because if they have a good foundation, a strong value system, then no matter what somebody else is purporting, if they can just stick with the values that has been taught to them,
Yes.
it'll be easy for them to discern and know what's off and what's wrong.
Yes.
And but that's not to say that everybody is going to actually stick to that system. But if they do, they would have a defense, and ignorance
Very true.
wouldn't be a choice.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They couldn't be deceived in.
True.
Because they already have the way of life in front of them.
Yes.
And if somebody else brings death, they should be able to discern having a value system that they've been informed by and has been put in and placed into their thought pattern by constantly teaching them. Morals and values.
Yes.
Morals and values. And if you know that, then you won't be deceived. Hallelujah. Glory to the King.
Amen.
But stack Federal Reserve notes, curb your spending. Don't get out here and do like the rest of the so-called Americans and everybody else is doing. Hallelujah. Hope everybody is doing well. we live in a time where people are void of happiness.
Yes, very much so.
And a lot of people want happiness. There's only one problem, though, Teach. The problem with wanting something and not being able to obtain it is because you're not working to achieve anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can search for happiness all you want,
Yes.
but if you're not going to burn the oil
Yes.
and try to place yourself into a position where you can achieve something,
Uh-huh.
happiness is never going to be there.
That is true.
You can't be complacent,
No.
apathetic, lethargic, lazy.
True.
You can't be any of this and then expect for just happiness to be downloaded into your mind. We often joke that we have the red pill and the blue pill.
Yes.
We don't have no pills to give you. What we do have is the truth.
Truth.
And you are counseled to buy it and sell it not.
Yes.
That's just a fact.
Yeah, that is real.
Bless all y'all Israel out there. And I just am utterly appalled and amazed. I can tell because, see, Monkey Bastard would have been on by now. A couple of people that normally would have been on, they would have been on by now. And the numbers would have been up to at least 800 or 900 right now, or a quarter of that. So a lot of people are not getting a notification. So if y'all know anybody on Facebook or something like that, inform them that we're on, because it's obvious that when we use this particular platform, which is superior to just a regular, because you can simulcast on a few platforms here.
Yeah, we're on 4 now, yeah.
So we're on 4 different platforms, and when you're simulcasting on 4 different platforms, the feed gets divided.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's the algorithms or whatever they call it that keeps people from getting the notifications, but whatever it is, we do depend on y'all to help get the word out. But not only that, we also would like to ask each and every last one of you that are here to hit that like button, because maybe it would help some way, somehow, to get the word out.
Yeah, and go into your settings on your YouTube account and make sure that notifications has not been taken off, because YouTube has been doing that too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So everybody check your notifications. Repeat that again, teacher. Give me one of those waters up there.
Okay.
Repeat that again, teacher.
Just make sure on your personal account, on all your subscriptions, especially with the ministry, make sure that all the notifications are set to all.
All.
Instead of off, because it's been purported that YouTube has been shutting off notifications.
Well, you know what I say, right? You got to have haters.
Yes.
You know, I'm sure that there are some people up there that are inflamed and enraged some way, somehow.
Yes.
The next thing, Jason Whitlock. More than likely, the Straightway Truth ministry is going to be, we're going to be interviewed by Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock used to be a sports broadcaster, a very good, highly renowned sports broadcaster. He's been, taking a lot of interviews concerning Israelites and stuff, and all that has come before us has brought nothing but confusion and not the true message.
Yes.
They're going to see something totally different, and it looks like thus far that myself, Elder Kabir, Elder Rob Mathis, Pastor Muir,
Yes.
and Brother TJ, looks
Yes.
like we're going to be on his live broadcast coming up. Matter of fact, he's actually based in Nashville now, which is pretty good.
Yes.
And his channel he's been up for a little while. He's hovering around the same amount of subscribers that we got. And of course, if anybody's been with me any length of time at all, man, what was it? There was one time we went, matter of fact, quite a few times. We went 6 to 8 months where the subscribers didn't even increase by 5 or 10.
Yeah. Just went stagnant.
It just went stagnant, just like it was a block on the count. So if we really truly look at the grand scheme of things and the averages
Yes.
that is given out to us, based on YouTube analytics, the Straightway Truth broadcast or Pastor Dowell channel should have at least been at 500,000 by now. At least 500,000. But that's neither here nor say. But happiness is a byproduct to achievement. And the reason why a lot of people don't obtain that because they're not doing nothing. Is that simple enough?
True.
There's no need in trying to just go out and try to make some type of education statement. You know what I mean? Let's just get to the nitty gritty.
This is how it is, yeah.
We are, like I said, we got a broadcast here where we're going to state facts. I'm going to put it out there like it is. Can you, teacher, get Psalms 35, verse 15, please? Psalms 35, verse 15. Here's the reason. I want everybody to listen very closely.
But in my adversity.
Read verse 15 and 16.
But in my adversity, they rejoiced and gathered themselves together. Yeah, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not. They did tear me and ceased not. With hypocritical mockers.
What kind of mockers?
Hypocritical.
Hypocritical mockers. And you all know, if you've been listening to Straightway any length of time, we have a lot of people that are hypocritical mockers. And while they may be, matter of fact, while they are dishonest in their narratives and they're dishonest in their speech, we're going to speak nothing but truth. And we're going to show you how that we depend solely on the judgment of Yah. Read on.
With hypocritical mockers in feast, they gnashed upon me with their teeth.
So there are people that be around you.
Yes.
And even during the feast and stuff, or while they're feasting with you,
yes,
they're gnashing on you with your teeth. They're basically looking to seek to change someone's mind.
Oh, yeah.
Based on an offense.
Yes.
But these hypocritical mockers are people who are arrogant and who make mouths at. And they do it without fear.
Yeah, sporting themselves.
Yeah, sporting themselves.
Yeah.
They sure do. They do it without fear. Mm-hmm. And we have another situation right here where the judgment of Yah has actually come to someone's house because of mocking. Mocking the truth.
Yes.
You know, the first one we brought up some time ago was this guy by the name of Rap the News. We didn't know nothing about him. Yeah. And of course he went on his way.
Yep.
Most how y'all took him. Well, there was a woman, a sister used to be part of the ministry by the name of Victoria Hardwick. Victoria Hardwick. I'm not even going to give out a YouTube channel because it's just nonsensical. Mm-hmm. I don't even know why a woman that claims to be an Israelite will want a YouTube channel in the first place. But that just lets you know the type of generation that we're in.
Yes.
And there'll be many people that will justify themselves. I want y'all to listen. If y'all can hear, type in the word here, please. But this woman right here, and with monitor one, right? Mm-hmm. This woman right here, this one right here, Victoria Hardwick. She's in her mid-50s or something like that. She came to the ministry, right, Brother Britt's mom. Brother Britt's mom was a nurse, Sister Chester. She since has gone on to be with the Most High Yah.
Very true.
And she used to caretake for Dad Dowell. Mm-hmm. And you know how we often talking about this one right here. Most of y'all know her. And of course, that you're looking at a good Photoshop of her right now. But she used to caretake for my father. And then during that time, you know, things start going down and we had to get on her about the cleanliness of the home and just the neglect of a lot of things. And so just to be able to keep and make sure that we maintain some type of order and stuff, we had to bring on Sister Hannah. Sister Hannah. Mm-hmm. I think, Johanna. We had to bring on Sister Johanna. And she has done nothing but an impeccable character and an impeccable job.
Yes, very much.
And her children as well.
Yes.
So now they're down there caretaking for my mother,
yeah,
Mama Dowell.
Yes.
I think Mama Dowell is 83 years old now. Wow. And the medical profession gave her up to be dead 5 years ago when she had that last stroke. You know what I mean?
Yes,
they told me to get ready for make funeral arrangements because within a month or so she was going to be out. Well, 5 years later, she's still here.
Hallelujah.
Well, anyway, this woman right here is Victoria Hardwick. This one right here. And that's her daughter Lauren, and that's one of her daughters right there. Well, we just received the tragic news that this daughter right here killed herself. And there's one thing about this family right here. She had that son that would come here, and he was flaming.
Yes.
He was of an alternative lifestyle.
Yes.
And of course, we don't do stuff like that.
No.
Not in the ministry here. If you're in the world, you do that there. But here, we've got laws and commandments. Of course, we will be guarded.
Yes.
And we will never, ever let our children be alone with them. This family has been riddled with homosexualities and lesbianism. Matter of fact, all of them are. And what they would do is after she left the ministry, she would, antagonize my dad, because my dad, everybody know Dad Dowell. Everybody get along with Dad Dowell, but he ain't taking no crap from no woman. I don't care what condition he's in. And she would inflame him and enrage him, and then hit the record button while she would, gas him up, and then hit the record button and say, this is what he was like. Which, if anybody had any intelligence whatsoever at all, you know that there's nothing wrong with a man reproving, rebuking, and correcting and instructing a woman, especially if she's out of pocket. Mm-hmm. And so, this particular woman right here, and of course this one right here has had a bunch of, this the young one, had a bunch of sexual perversions and everything that went on with her as well. But as the story goes, and we're going to get deeper into this for a second, this let me get over here for a second. This I want you to see something. This is that same daughter we just pointed to, Victoria's. I think her name now was Dominique Hardwick. And here is her wife. So you have a woman right here, it looks like a man now, that has this one as a wife. And I believe that Victoria Hardwick actually interviewed her before her passing. We're going to get into how she passed away. And it was just recently here. But she's a lesbian, and I don't know if you could classify her as a lesbian, but she's definitely experiencing alternative lifestyles if she was with her.
Yes.
Well, anyway, this is a woman, she was a single mother of a child, a little girl. And as it goes, this masculine lesbian stud right here, this masculine female stud. And before we go on any further, let me say something about women. It's already bad enough we live in a world that opens up the doorways and give you options which you should never take. Mm-hmm. Because you were designed and created as the weaker vessel, as thus saith Yah. Yes. And so you were designed and created to be under some type of headship or authority. In our culture, the Israelite cultures, the women would be under the authority of her father until the time she got married. Mm-hmm. She would still be under the authority of her father while she was betrothed, but she was under the obligation, as might as well taking the status of being married while she was betrothed. Mm-hmm. But then once the marriage take place, meaning consummation, and if they choose to have a ceremony, they could have a ceremony, then she would leave her father's house, the authority of her father's house, and then be under the authority of her husband. Yes. And so we have a very broken generation. Yes. A very broken generation that if you're not under righteous biblical authority and doing it the way that the scripture says, you would have another headship you would be under. Now, if you are an uncovered woman and you're not covered by righteous authority, meaning your father or your husband, then you're going to venture out, because Satan has got a big old world out there waiting on you. Yes. You're either going to be under the jurisdiction and the cover of the state, or you're going to be under your own jurisdiction, which you assume you're under your own jurisdiction. Mm-hmm. But, that is the motto of the satanic church, do as thou wilt. Yes. And that's what many people are perishing. And what the book say, because there were no judges in the land, that many people started doing that which was right in their own eyes. Had nothing to do with the eyes of Yah,
Yes.
who beholds good and evil, and he sees it all. Well, the situation, it gets worse. So, Victoria Hardwick right here decides to make a channel, and she decides to bash myself, and she's over there with Mike Fullen, and all of them are mocking. All these people used to be part of the ministry. And now they are not governed by the law of righteousness whatsoever at all.
True.
And this sister right here, who was at one time was close to Sister Carol, Mother Carol, even came at her. But I think what gets me more than anything, and the reason why we're bringing this up is because this particular sister right here mocked, and I do mean mocked in a very foul way. She mocked one of our sisters here who had to go to the hospital while she was in labor, because she went to the hospital while she was in labor and lost both children. And she begins to get out there on her channel and goes after this sister as if we were under some type, as if this sister was under some type of curses or something. And I mean go hard after her. Mind you, nobody's done nothing to her. It's just a bitter, lonely woman. And you all know, just as well as I do, that women have an extremely hard time at dealing with rejection. Not only do women have an extreme hard time dealing with rejection, but they also have an extreme hard time dealing with accountability. They, for some reason, they repulse at that. And so she would get out there and use her YouTube platform to actually, mock the Israelites. She would mock not only the Israelites, but she would mock the ministry here. She would mock me, mock Mother Carol, while at the same time being a hypocrite. I mean, the whole family is violated by what's against Torah. I mean, when we talk about biblical curses, there's something that's going on when all of your children are influenced by the perversions of this world. Every single one of them. Well, this one so happened to end up with me, because remember what the book says in John, that the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and to destroy. Well, apparently this Dominique Hardwick, her daughter, her oldest daughter, the masculine one, the stud in this lesbian relationship right here. So apparently, this particular woman right here, I don't know all the details of it, but there's a lot of information out there. Apparently, she killed this man right here. So Victoria Hardwick's daughter, the lesbian stud, she kills this man. And the book said, and the report says, Lebanon Police Department, you need to do better. This is what the family of this dead man is writing, according to the Lesbian Police Department. You need to do better. Not later. Now, like you dropped the ball on my son. This young lady, and also with the domestic violence victim, Dominique attacked in August of this year and had no bond for out killing again. Y'all hearing this? Please find out who this person was and stop trying to cover your own asses. Detroit media, well, you know about your unprofessionalism to do better. Well, as the story goes, it gets worse. It gets worse. And let's read on a little bit more. I want y'all to listen to this real quick, okay? Because read Psalms 35, verse 15 and 16 again. And what we're stating to you is not something that we're coming up with our own self. Because she mocked my father in his death. She mocked a sister here, Sister Ashley, for losing 2 children.
Yes.
And said it was so-called judgment. I said, boy, that's a perverted way of judging. So we prayed. And we turned it over to Yah. And if you notice, you don't see any videos up there as much as they gnash on me with their teeth.
Yes.
As much as they revile against me.
Yes,
they do it weekly. As much as they revile, you didn't see me revile back.
Nope.
I just shut my mouth.
Yes.
And once I turn it over to Yah,
Yes.
I leave it alone.
Yes.
Because if I get in there and start interfering, then Yah is going to look and he's going to see, oh, so you want your own judgment. So he's going to remove his hands.
Yes.
And I don't want Yah's hands to be removed. Look, Yah doesn't rejoice in the death of the wicked, but he does rejoice, and we rejoice in his righteousness.
Yes.
In his righteous judgment. And it goes on in this article to say, I want y'all to look at this now. After careful thought and re-injuring wounds that I have not even begun to heal, I am making an official statement about the late and still great Mr. Stephen T. Brown, my beloved son. This is the family still out making posts on Facebook about their son that has been murdered by Dominic Hardwick, the lesbian stud in the relationship, the masculine one. All right, the masculine female. Okay, that's the reason why I keep telling our sisters all the time, there's nothing about you in any way, shape, fashion, or form that should have any masculinity associated with it at all.
True.
You should be a meek and quiet spirit, a woman of a meek, quiet spirit, fit, feminine, agreeable,
Yes.
submissive. Am I? A chase keeper at home.
That's right.
A woman is able to love her husband, teach her children, and guide the house. What is wrong with those values right there? See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes. I mean.
Nobody cares about your story, where you came from. We care about where you're going.
Yes.
We've all come from something.
So true.
But hot damn it, we can't sit up there and gloat and glory in the debauchery and in the lewdness and in the crap of the past.
No.
We don't live that way. We're going on to perfection here.
Yes. Yes.
So this family, rightfully so, they can't appeal to the so-called justice system because there's no justice in the justice system. You know, now, if this was, in my own opinion, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman that got murdered somewhere over in Europe or something, they will comb heaven and earth. They will send the Navy SEALs, the Special Forces, Force Recon, the Marine Raiders.
Yes.
They will send the FBI, the CIA.
Yes.
They leave no stone unturned.
Amen.
And with the amount of technology that we've got today,
Yes.
if they can find a dime dropped off in the Amazon with DNA, you think they can find anything.
They can. Yeah.
They can find anything.
Yes.
And if they want to, they could solve almost every single murder mystery. That's how serious this system is today. Yeah. And in the age of information, ignorance is not even a choice today.
True.
In the age of information. So people are choosing to turn a blind eye on this. Well, anyway, let's go on back over here to the Post. On March 27, 2001, my son, Stephen T. Brown, was shot and killed at the residence of Dominic Hardwick. He was shot twice with a shotgun and left for dead, at least 4 hours before Dominic and her wife went to the Lebanon Police Department to report the shooting. Can you believe that? So they shot somebody and they went to the police department and reported it. So what you have is you have these two right here involved in the shooting. We don't know at this time if it's self-defense, murder, or whatever it is, but right now it's been treated, look like murder. But apparently, I don't know what was going on. I don't know, but you know, your mind can only just go so far, but you can't put no voice to it if you don't really know.
Very true.
But if you got this man shot by this masculine female stud right here. I mean, and that looks like, at first glance look at it, you would think that's a man.
Yeah.
You would think that's a man. And you wouldn't even know any difference if that wasn't a man, if you didn't already see, and it's still suspect here, if you didn't see this picture, which that's her right there. And this is part 2 of Victoria Hardwick's firstborn daughter shares true facts. So she's in here, you know, happy about the true facts or whatever it is. I don't know. I have not spent no time whatsoever at all looking at or looking at any videos, because I've just divested myself of that mess, if you know what I mean. You know, we have moved on. But let's get back over here to the article for a second, okay? During the ordeal, we are also mourning the loss of my daughter, Ashley Brown, who had died only 11 months before my son. My son, man, this family, whoo-wee. You hearing that? Within a year, this family has lost a daughter and a son. Man, that's devastating.
Yes.
That is devastating.
Hard hitting, very hard.
That's a very hard hit.
Yes.
My goodness. Huh?
Yes.
Man, come on, let's go on in this article right here for a second. All right? Who had died only 11 months before, Stephen, my son, was very loving and trying his best to help his family and deserved to depart from this, well, and did not, when they meant to say is not deserved to depart from this earth under, deserved to depart, from this earth under more honorable circumstances. And in the last few days, there have been a heightened effect to our grief, as we also offer the highest condolences to the family of, here it is, Elaine Cassie. Miss Cassie was unfortunately killed by the same person. Are y'all hearing this? I mean, how did this murderer get away? This thing right here is done snuffed out 2 people in less than 3 months. Killed them, dead. And some way, somehow, as we develop on this story, after the murder of their son, these 2 took off. Lesbian, husband and wife, or wife and wife. I don't know how they talk today. I just try to make sure I keep myself away from that world. I want to make sure I'm talking biblically and talking sound. So apparently these 2 get in a getaway car and they, for some reason, head to Detroit. Now, let me tell y'all something out there. First of all, you don't need to be doing any type of heinous murders and killing and then running.
Yes.
But Dominique Hardwick, which is Victoria Hardwick's daughter, which she is very proud of, according to her videos after she did her interviews, her firstborn daughter. These 2 are heading up, and the cameras on the highways, they're pinging his license plate. They can tell exactly where this thing is going. Why y'all think all these cameras, how many times have we talked to y'all about Big Brother?
Yes, sir. Right.
And then you look at, how many, I told y'all in 1998, well, most y'all wasn't even around in 1998. I told y'all in 1998 on AM, FM stations and international shortwave that these things are nothing more than tracking devices.
Yes.
See, it used to be a time that you could remove the battery out of this thing and disable. You can't even do that now. Even if you turn it off, it's still remitting a signal. That's why they call it smartphones, because it's smarter than both you and I.
Yes.
And they got these things now that you can track that and you can associate it with an iPad or something, link it together, and you can track this thing from here to Timbuktu.
Yes.
I keep telling y'all, with this modern day technology, you can run, but you ain't hiding.
True.
So apparently they get up, and let me give y'all some more information in case your minds don't know. When you're traveling, every time you use your credit card or debit card, you're leaving a trail.
Yes.
You're leaving a trail. If your cell phone is with you, They can track you no matter who. That's why I keep telling y'all, a lot of these things that's going on today, if they really truly want to get to the bottom line of a lot of these murders, they could easily do it.
Yes.
It's just that they have a certain people that they want to investigate, and the rest of you, you just got to go because removing you from the earth is a benefit for us. I hate to say it, but it's just the truth.
Yeah.
And so they get up here in Michigan, and let's go ahead and finish reading because so apparently Dominique Hardwick, which is Victoria Hardwick's oldest daughter, whom she is extremely proud of, killed her lesbian wife and killed this man. I wonder if this man was the father of Elaine Cassidy's daughter. And there was some type of conflict going on between these two and Stephan. I don't know. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just, hey, they call it investigation.
Yeah.
We call it, and we just investigating too. We're not, you understand what I mean?
Yes.
But there had to be some type of domestic dispute. And it's bad. I keep trying to tell y'all that people, when they have these alternative lifestyles, I'm telling you, it's very militant.
Yeah.
It's an extreme militant spirit.
Yes.
More aggressive without any governor whatsoever at all.
Yes.
I mean, gone for broke.
Driven.
So apparently they went up to Michigan and then this Dominique Hardwick kills her wife, throws her in the back of the trunk of a vehicle. Are you following me? Dominique Hardwick, the daughter of Victoria Hardwick, in which she is extremely proud of, kills her wife, throws her in the back of the trunk, takes off. Apparently they're running from the police or something. She slams into a residential wall, a home, and then shots are fired, and she turns a gun and kills her lesbian stud self. So now you got people dead all over the place, right from Tennessee to Michigan.
What a trail. Mercy.
Man, you talking about the Trail of Tears. That gives a whole new meaning to it, don't it? Well, let's get over here, back over here to this article and finish this up real quick before we give you the news source over here, all right? Man. So, in the last few days, there have been a heightened effect to our grief as we also offer the highest condolences to the family of Elaine Cassidy. Miss Cassidy was unfortunately killed by the same person, Dominique Hardwick, very recently. God bless her soul. Well, I don't know if y'all, I mean, it must be another God, another Yah, but because I'm not being insensitive.
No.
I just know what the book says.
Yes.
And finally, the law enforcement of Lebanon Police Department, you need to do better. Not later, now. Like you dropped the ball on my son, this young lady, and also with the domestic violence victim Dominique attacked in August of this year and had no bond out for killing again. Please find out who this person was and stop trying to cover. Well, we can sit up there and you can talk about this all day long, but it ain't gonna do no good. If you understand me, it literally ain't gonna do no good, because when you are dealing with this type of obvious injustice, and we still don't have I'm sure all the facts are gonna come out a little bit later, but this domestic violence right here, it seems like an internal fight, internal war.
Yes.
Out of which this masculine stud lesbian, that's what she proudly called herself. She took vengeance into her own hand, and even at the end of the day, turned the gun and killed herself. Now, going back to the beginning, just for a brief moment, Victoria Hardwick, that's the same woman, this one right here, that mocked the death of my father and mocked the death of a sister here that lost 2 children at the ministry, in the hospital. And without any remorse, that there's no softness, just hard-hearted, bitter. Just hard-hearted and bitter. This woman right here, proud as she is, hypocritical mocker. Mm-hmm. Let's read Psalms 35 again while we got this up. And I want y'all to, because we are associating this Psalms 35 with Victoria Hardwick over here. Yes. Read on.
But in my adversity, they rejoiced and gathered themselves together. Yeah, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not. They did tear me and cease not.
And that's something. And so you watch this coalition of her and Mike Fullen and the subliminal messages of Teacher Eric and all these other people. They all are gathering together against me. And not a one of them could tell you one thing that I've ever done wrong to them. Not a one.
Amazing.
I like to hear the charges.
Yes, please. Please.
They cannot tell you anything that I've done to them. But they join together. Mm-hmm. With their mouths, make arrogant mouths. Come on.
With hypocritical mockers in feast, they gnashed upon me with their teeth.
See, and they're still doing it till this day.
Yes.
I keep trying to tell y'all, and I'm going to say this again. You don't mess around with y'all's people who y'all obviously has his hands on and no spiritual warfare.
Yes.
You see, we know that we are of y'all. It ain't no ifs, ands, and buts and maybes about it. We know it and been knowing it for a long time.
Yes.
And that's why I used to tell a guy one time when I told him, I said, I tell you what, man, y'all's going to judge you for this. Y'all's going to judge you. I said, well, we'll see. We'll see. Because I'm not going to sit up here and trade words with you.
Yes.
We're going to find out who y'all's going to judge then, ain't we?
Me.
And we've seen that how many times over the years?
Many.
Did you finish reading?
Yes, sir.
It's just off the chain. So anyway, let's go ahead and get on with this story, right? Because we don't want to be long. So let's go ahead and let you hear the first news source. I think it's coming from the Detroit news source up there in Michigan. So let's let y'all hear this first, okay?
3 months before Eleni Casa's remains were found in the trunk of her girlfriend's car on the Dearborn-Detroit border, police were called to their Tennessee apartment complex for a domestic dispute. This according to a Murfreesboro, Tennessee police report. It started out as an argument between Eleni Casa and Dominique Hardwick. At issue, a text message from another woman. According to the report, Hardwick stated that she pushed Casa and struck her in the face with her hand. Casa said Hardwick grabbed her by the neck and pushed her against the wall. The police report states Casa had difficulty breathing. Emergency responders advised her that she may have a broken jaw. Authorities charged Hardwick with 1 count of aggravated domestic assault. Fast forward to Sunday. Casa's remains found in Hardwick's trunk after the car crashed into a house on Tireman and Normeal. She had gone missing from Murfreesboro, Tennessee on November 18th. In the driver's seat, Hardwick, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Law enforcement tells Fox 2 the couple had ties to Metro Detroit. Hardwick's Facebook page states she is from Pontiac. Meanwhile, there was another woman in the car at the time of the crash. She was taken to an area hospital with injuries. An autopsy will determine how Casa died. Preliminarily, authorities have been able to determine that she did not die as a result of the car crash. In Detroit, Camille and Mary, Fox 2 News.
Now, we don't rejoice, like we say, in the depth of the wicked, but there was 3 women in that car. And you know what this has to do with? Don't the book says jealousy is the rage of a man, or in this case, a lesbian stud. Got a hold of Eleni Cassie cell phone because another woman had texted her. And Dominique Hardwick punched her in the face. That's what the news source just says. I'm not adding no jelly, no nothing to this. Y'all heard it. And just started wailing on her. And right now, they're investigating how she was found dead. And of course, the masculine female went out by turning the firearm on her own self than killing their own self. Now I'm gonna tell you what I think about all this. I think that the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. I think that you cannot be going around here associating with demonic spirits.
Amen.
I don't care what type of lifestyle you could be in a righteous lifestyle and give too much place to the devil,
Yes.
and the devil will still kill, steal, and destroy.
Yes.
And this is a deliverance ministry
Amen.
to where we try our best, spend our days trying to help people save their souls alive. Mm-hmm. It's sad. It is just sad. Yeah, you're right. Total chaos. But not only that, hey, listen to this report.
Well, more answers tonight into that police chase that started last night in Dearborn, then ended in a shootout with police in Detroit. Officers then discovered a woman's body in the car's trunk. And tonight, state police have identified the remains as a missing mother out of Tennessee. Pamela Osborne live near the Dearborn-Detroit border, where that chase ended. And Pam, this ends a 10-day search for that missing mom.
Karen, this really was a horrible, violent ending for that 31-year-old Tennessee mother. We're told that her family that was desperate to find her, too heartbroken to speak tonight after learning it was, in fact, Eleni Casa, who was in the trunk of a car that crashed into this home just yesterday.
Monday night, Michigan State Police confirmed the Casa family's worst fear. 31-year-old Eleni Casa, who went missing on November 18th, was dead. Her body discovered Sunday in the trunk of this mangled black Charger. Investigators say Casa's girlfriend, 36-year-old Dominique Hardwick, was behind the wheel. Authorities in Tennessee had been looking for the Charger and Casa. An exhaustive search in the week following her disappearance turned up nothing. The license plate to that Charger later hit in Ohio, then in Oakland County, Michigan. Dearborn police spotted the car Sunday and attempted to stop it, but Hardwick took off, eventually crashing into this home at Normile and Tireman in Detroit. Shots were fired soon after the crash, and state police say an autopsy determined Hardwick died at the scene from what appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Still so many questions tonight. Police in Murfreesboro say their investigation led them to believe that this was some sort of a domestic dispute, that the two got into an argument before both of them disappeared, but we still don't know how exactly Casa died or was killed here. That's something we're working and waiting to find out about. I should also mention there was another woman, a third woman, a passenger in that car. She was taken to the hospital. Police are questioning her in hopes of trying to make sense of all of this. But how do you really, when there is a little girl who will never see her mother again? Reporting live in Detroit, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Oh, such a horrific story, Pamela. We appreciate it. Thank you.
So the news source identifies her and her as lesbian lovers or girlfriends. I don't even know the terminology of it today. It's all confusion to me.
It is.
I mean, is it 1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians 12:40? Read that real quick. It's about y'all's not all the confusion. I tell you, I just, and again, I'm bringing the spiritual side to all of this. Touch not my anointed and do his prophets no harm. That includes with your mouth. Don't you dare touch them. Not only that, anytime that you side with the devil because you are offended, you are angry, you are vindictive in your disposition against someone else, you're angry, you're pointing your finger or whatever it is, you're submitting to these spirits, and all they're doing is just gassing you up and entice you, submitting even more thoughts of violence, thoughts of death, and they put it into your mind. But see, ain't nobody gonna talk to you like this because the Hebrew, so-called Hebrew Israelite camps, they don't know nothing about spiritual warfare. They don't talk about it. Only thing they know is that their whole plight is all because the white man and the white man is the devil. That's all they know.
Yes.
It's just crazy. I don't know what. Go ahead and read that, teacher. What you got?
It's 1 Corinthians 14:33.
14:33. Come on with it.
For Yah is not the author of confusion.
For y'all's not the what?
Author of confusion.
Author of what?
Confusion.
Read on.
But of peace.
But of what?
Of peace.
But of peace.
as in all assemblies of the saints.
Isn't that something? See, it's not all the confusion.
True.
And myself personally, I think all this is confusion because it's a confused lifestyle.
Yes, goes with it. Yes.
I'm only going off what the book says.
Yes.
The book says that mankind should not lie with mankind as he does with woman, for all that do so are an abomination.
Abomination. Very much so. True.
And we think, Victoria Harwood, you think that you can go out here and make mouths at, speak arrogantly, and you don't think that you, with that, the judgment is going to escape you and come to your home. And meaning you still got some judgments coming as well. I mean, we had another one in the ministry where this man had 3 children by this Israelite woman. They used to be a part of the Houston Assembly. He got mad at Elder Mitch because Elder Mitch wouldn't let him be a part of the assembly because he wanted to smoke marijuana, smoke dope. Smoked so much one time he got so sick that he just decided to smoke the whole bag rather than throw it away. Then he finally got mad and upset and says, you know what? To hell with this. So he took his wife, took the children. He ends up leaving the assembly, took his wife, took the children. Then he ends up leaving the wife and the children for another woman. And then ends up over there with the woman and end up killing the woman's child. And now he is in prison for life. You see what? It's all leading to death.
Yeah. It is.
Over out there in Kansas.
Yes.
Pastor Corey warned this one man who kept threatening them, so to say. Now you can give threats, but that don't mean it's going to be received. And Pastor Corey told him, said, "But I'm telling you what, you better keep your mouth and you better keep your threats to yourself." Pastor Corey and them do what we do, went and pray. The very next year, dead.
Yes.
Dead. If I hold my peace, let Yahweh fight my battles. Victory, oh, victory shall be mine.
Amen. That is so true.
Where's that scripture, man, that we that y'all don't rejoice in the death of the wicked? We don't. I just thank the Father because y'all's just. That's what I'm gonna say about that. I think the Father of y'all is just. But this woman right here, she got some serious problems. Some serious problems. And them glasses ain't gonna cover up all them black bags and them rings under their eyes. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. It just ain't gonna cover it up. But this woman got some serious problems, serious trouble. And what I tried to do, and I realized that whenever you're trying to talk to help deliver someone, if they are offended in any area, if they're in agreement to any spirit whatsoever at all, you're really not talking to that person. You're trying to talk to this spirit.
Yes.
Because that person done checked out because that person's in agreement with that spirit. And anything that you say to that person, no matter what type of olive leaf you try to put out there, you're still ministering to devils. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't minister to devils. I don't waste my time with devils. I don't waste my time with devils.
Amen. True.
And we're out here in front of this story right now because this just recently happened. Mom Zaza was all over this thing, man. All over this thing. And I'm going to tell you right now, Victoria Hardwick, rather than being out here trolling Straightway Ministries,
Yes.
what you should do is get yourself right, repent and turn from your wicked ways. And then you have this little one right here, who's a teenager, and get her to turn and repent from her sexual perversions.
Yes.
Because if not, she's going to end up like your oldest son, who's flaming. He's a homosexual and proud of it. And then your dead oldest daughter,
Yes.
who actually killed and murdered not only herself, but 2 other people. And you going to tell me, you over here so busy concentrating your lip on the man of y'all over here and the ministry. Just recently, then I tell you I held my peace. Read that scripture real quick, Teach.
Where, Ezekiel 33:11?
Yeah, read it.
Saying to them, as I live, saith Yahweh Elohim, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked.
Yeah, that's it. Keep going.
But that wicked turn from his way and live.
That is right there. That is, see, and what I just got finished doing.
Yes.
Throwing out a lifeline.
Uh-huh.
But see, it ain't going to be received. You know why? Because they already offended against me. I done nothing. I helped her get off the job.
Yes.
And paid her a salary to where she doesn't have to work on the job. She could have been around Israel. She was around Israelites all the time. And this the thanks we get.
True.
This the thanks we get.
True.
It seems like the more good I do, the more evil is repaid to me for the good that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I had an elder leave the ministry. Got offended for whatever reason.
Yes.
Knew he was leaving. And got $10,000 from me. But not only that, I actually, when he left, I said, why don't we just sell this up? I'll tell you what, how about we'll just settle on half. You send me $70,000 and we'll just call it quits. Call it even. After all, we purchased the 5 acres of land.
Yes.
We bought the majority of all the building material and put the sweat equity into building that house. I got video proof of it.
I mean,
Of all of this. And I trusted him so much as a son to let him put it all in his mother-in-law's name. That's how we operate. And you think that the Most High y'all gonna let him get by with that? Oh, no. I can go on and on and on.
true.
Just recently, we just had a false prophetess and a false prophet pronounced death on myself and everybody in the ministry and said that we will all be dead within a year. So I waited a year. I looked at their ugly mugs on my desktop, defiling my eyes and the desktop. For a whole year. I waited a whole year before I came out. Go back in the archives and check it out. Then I came out. It's sad. If you're not careful, you're going to end up losing the rest of your family. You ain't got nothing but really one left, because when one of them check out and they go against y'all, I don't know what the arrogancy and the audacity and the unmitigated gall is of someone to be so granite that you can be that upset about, especially with some people who have done nothing to you.
Yes. True.
Are y'all hearing me out here, Israel? Are y'all hearing me? It's just sad. It's sad what has gone on, and it's sad that this family has done lost a son, lost a daughter 11 months before that, and then lost a son. That's devastating in 1 year. Isn't that sad? And I tell you what, and then this murderer right here, this murderer got so full of their spirit that their spirit even had it to turn on its own self and kill it. This murderer right here, just a nation and a seed of evildoers.
Yes. True.
And what does the book say? Unless you repent, you all will be like Sodom and Gomorrah. And what's happening? This is a whole story of Sodom and Gomorrah just about.
Yes.
I hope that people are hearing.
I mean,
You ever notice, teacher, when people leave these Christian churches, nobody ever says nothing.
no.
They just leave.
Go silent.
Yeah, they just go away. But then when it comes to straight way, ooh,
They break out the arsenal.
they bring it out. At least they think so. Y'all know Pastor Dowell. Y'all know the elders in his ministry and Pastor Corey, Pastor Muir. You already know you already know the way we do things. If people have an issue or trouble with us, we like to have a set across civil dialogue, and because there is no need in going through life bitter.
True.
I tried to even get Teacher Eric to sit down.
Yes.
Instead, he just tucked tail and ran, and just got his mom all offended.
Yeah.
And mind you, his mother just got finished getting healed of lung cancer.
Mm-hmm.
This man of y'all right here laid hands on her,
Yes.
labored with her, and the Most High y'all answered our cry and healed her.
Yep.
Jesus healed her.
Yes, he did.
We got the testimony of our own lips
Yes.
of what happened. Come on, what's going on, teach? Can't even. Pastor Corey trying to reach him.
Mm-hmm.
Will not. See, there's a certain spirit, it's an end time spirit that's entering into people today. It's literally an end time spirit. There sure is a lot of death, hell, and destruction going on.
Yes.
I mean, there sure is a lot of death, hell, and destruction being pronounced against us, but it seems like it's going the other way.
Yes.
I don't know what more to say. Teacher, you got anything to add to this? Anything to say at all?
No, sir.
No words of exhortation, consolation, or anything? I tell you, it's a sad situation. It really truly is. It's an extremely sad situation. And I'm trying my best to talk to Israel, our people. Listen, come out of these spirits. Repent from these spirits that cause you to be offended, that causes you to lose trust in the one that you should be trusting in.
Mm-hmm.
Search your own hearts. Don't be searching your own hearts while you pointing the finger at everybody else. Man.
Mm-hmm.
I just I don't comprehend it, teacher. I don't. But we thought that it would definitely be in good timing to bring this out.
Yes.
Since it's still fresh. Because this just happened 2 days ago. And it's sad. It's sad to me because I haven't seen too many people who Yah has brought to this ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Put their hand to this plow. And then they end up looking back. I hadn't seen it go too well for them.
It hasn't. It's very true.
Hadn't gone too well at all. It's just sad. And that's why we say that we don't rejoice in the death of the wicked. And you notice how loosely everybody drops. And may God have mercy on their soul.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have no heaven or hell to put nobody in, but I do know the righteousness of Yah.
Yes.
I do know what he says. And the just shall live by his faith.
Yes.
And Yah has pretty much laid it out in the prescription book for us. It's prescribed it for us. The way he intended on us to be and to live in order to honor him in this world.
Yes.
And when you go contrary to that, both naturally or spiritual, I don't care who you are, you're going to reap. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Yes. It's written in Jude pretty plain too.
I was just thinking about Jude too. Go ahead, teach what you got.
These are spots in your feast of charity.
They're what in our feast of charity?
Spots.
In our feast of love. Come on.
When they feast with you.
Yeah, they do. Be sitting there feasting with you and looking at you cross-eyed at the same time. Face look like a junkyard dog, loaded with spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Feeding themselves without fear.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm. Clouds, they are without water. Carried about of winds. Trees whose fruit withers.
Now listen, hold on a second. See, we got a ignorant woman on here named Sheila. Says you are boasting about these people, how they died. Let them rest. See, that's a cancerous mindset.
Yeah.
You probably came on here late and didn't even hear the whole broadcast.
Yeah.
See what I mean? But see, everybody believe because they have a mouth that moves that their opinion is valid.
True.
That's why I keep telling folks, listen, you better be careful what comes out of your mouth. You think that there's no judgment. The book says because a sentence against an evil work is not executed as speedily, therefore is fully set in the heart of man to do evil and wicked. You think that you can just get out here and loosely run carte blanche, say what you want, think what you want, and think, and I'm going to put it like this. You better be careful who you saying it and who you talking to. That's what you better be careful of. And so here's another woman out of pocket. Where's your covering, that woman? Where's your head? You could be under a whole bunch of protection if you would just stay under a head of protection. But no, see, what gives you these loose lips like this? An unregenerated generation does. What gives you the right to think you can speak before men and speak as a man? What is this? Where's the integrity of people's heart at? Is there anybody that cares about their soul?
True. Very true.
The tongue is an unruly evil
Yeah.
full of deadly poison. What is going on?
The answer a matter for the hear.
Answer them and have no shame. Foaming out in your shame. And excess looking like a fool on this platform. Men, that's the type of woman, automatically, if they even breathe that way, you don't even consider that. That's not even wife material.
True.
That's a woman for the streets. She for the streets. Let her stay there. That's why a lot of these women are alone now. And that's why a lot of them, when they get in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, they got a cat and dog at home because they can't nobody else. The only reason why they got the cat and dog because they don't talk back. Cannot believe that a woman got permission from somebody, I don't know who it is, to think you can come on this platform and speak to a man as if you are a man. You should learn how to be quiet.
Yes.
The book said, let your women keep silence in the assembly, for it's not permitted unto them to speak, for they're commanded to be on obedience and saith the law, saith Yahweh. I suffer not a woman to preach, teach, nor to usurp authority over a man.
Amen.
What it teach him? I know I'm in another world because living out here set apart
Yeah.
would give us the illusion we're in another world.
Yeah.
We're in the world, but we're not of the world. Read on.
Trees whose fruit withers, without fruit, twice dead.
No, I think somebody, Deacon Samuel, put it out there, but no, I'm not marrying nobody else. Come on. Trees who wither,
Without fruit,
twice dead,
plucked up by the roots.
up by the roots. See, and I wonder, do you think I rejoice? I know the pain she's feeling. Huh? Because of the dysfunctional of the home, her lesbian stud, masculine female daughter, killed 2 people in rage and then killed herself.
Yes.
And you made videos out there out of what you proud of her for. You did interviews with her.
Even Drew goes on to say,
Read on.
raging waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame. Wandering stars.
You know, why in the world would I rejoice in the death of the wicked, knowing that we all one day are going to die? I don't sit up and mock people in death.
True.
I'm just stating facts. How many times most people don't pay attention to that? There's nothing glorious about death.
No.
I mean, you have never seen the light go out of somebody's eyes. You've never seen it before. And yet you speak as if you're an expert and you think you know every damn thing. You don't know nothing.
I mean,
I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, Teach. I think we're going to wrap this up. It's just a sad situation all the way around. Now, at the end of the day, you know what you have, right? You have a young girl without a mother in this world. Hopefully she has a father she can go to. And
Yes.
I can only imagine, it's obvious that this woman was heterosexual at one time. Other than that, otherwise she wouldn't have had a daughter.
true.
What is going on that she would leave from being a heterosexual to being a lesbian? Somebody tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell us something. What would cause that? And she was a beautiful woman.
Yes. True.
What is happening? I said it once, said it 1,000. I'm going to tell you something. Look, listen, women. You don't be deceived by nobody, especially your own selves and another woman.
True.
A woman can't take rejection. And she cannot take accountability, especially when she don't want to be converted. In our culture, Hebrew culture, a woman is designed and created to be covered from cradle to grave. Not to be running out here loose. You see what's happening when you have no headship and authority?
Yes.
You see what's happening when you have no headship and authority. If this is not a perfect example of what happens when people don't have any headship and authority, I don't know what is.
Come on. That's real.
Just the lifestyle in itself is doing the preaching.
Uh-huh.
I bless your holy name, Father. Bless your magnificent name. Thank you, Jesus.
Hallelujah. Bless you, Most High.
Thank you, Isaac, for your offering, man. Thank you. Man, you know what I'm gonna do? You gonna get that kerosene heater down there, teach. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get my shot to make me some pancakes, man. Thank you, Brother Ray, for your offering. Thank you, Shepherd Straightway Ministries. Y'all is good. Yeah, he is. Hallelujah. Thank y'all for y'all donation. Y'all continue to support too. I'm glad that y'all watching. We have a few people on Straightway University is watching. We have 500 something people over there on YouTube. Straightway Live 44. You already doing it. And that's something she's already doing that. that's a serious soul tie.
Yeah.
I don't get up, man. Just some pancakes to do. Nothing else, just pancakes for me. That's it. Even though I ate breakfast down there, the breakfast burritos, what do they call it? Breakfast casserole. They consist of eggs, steak, rice.
Yeah.
They had mushrooms, onions, jalapenos, cheese, salad. Man, they were pretty good this morning.
Yeah.
Sour cream. Millennium Jess, thank you for your offering. Pastor Dowell, what's your thoughts on tattoos? Get that about how you shouldn't make no paintings in your flesh and markings. And those new in the truth. First of all, I'll answer this and we'll go ahead and let y'all go. Thank you for your offering, Millennium Jess. As Israelites, we are not to put any markings on our body for the dead. We're not to make any graven images. We're not to do no, pagans do that. Vikings do that. We're not to put tattoos on our bodies. You got that, Teach?
Yes.
Go ahead and call it out, Teach.
Leviticus 19:28.
Listen to what the book has to say.
You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead,
Mm-hmm.
nor print any marks upon you.
You hear that? Don't put any marks and don't put no tattoos up on you. So listen, if you come to the Most High Yah, we all bear the scars of sin in our life.
Yes.
Don't we, Teach?
Oh, yeah.
Well, in some way, shape, fashion, or form, let me tell y'all like this. There's none righteous. No, not one. So if you come to the ministry, come to the Most High Yah, you come into Yah's people, and you're seeking to advance in the kingdom, to be saved,
Yes.
name written down, redeemed, and delivered,
Yes.
and be a light to the Gentiles. You can't do nothing about the way you've marred yourself. It's permanent.
Yes.
In your, but, I mean, if you got them, cover them up as much as you can.
Yes.
If you can't cover them up, it's a pure sign and testimony of where Yah's bought you from.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You don't have to worry about us looking at you crossways or sideways when you get here. We got plenty of people here that is in this ministry has been marked up from the top of their head to the sole of their feet. I mean everything, and we don't sit there and we don't judge them whatsoever at all.
True.
Some of us got outside markings you can see. Some of us got inside markings you can see. Either way it go, we all bear in our body.
Yes.
Huh? It's the sin of our before previously being converted.
Yes.
So just don't go get no more.
Amen.
Repent. Turn from your wicked way. Walk in the newness of life.
Yes.
Let it be a testimony of your conversion that Jesus, Yahshua, still saves.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Glory to the King. That's fair enough, right? But you long-haired prima donnas out there, you men that look like women, you better cut your damn hair.
Yeah.
It's a shame for a man to have long hair. You looking like women. We can see you from behind walking 50 yards away and can't even tell if you're a man or a woman. I mean, I thought they got women pants, women breeches. And you don't even know today a man he could wear a skirt. Perfectly fine. And This world, it's nothing but confusion.
Such abomination.
Well, why do you keep your hair cut short, Pastor Dow? I like a tactical advantage, not giving my enemy nothing to grab. Because you don't never know when you're going to be in the war.
Yeah.
You never know. You don't get to pick the day, the time, or hour when evil come your way. And I'm telling you, there's going to be an altercation, and I have to defend myself, my persons, and those who I love, and you're going to be the aggressor, and you got long hair, guess who's going to be having run around with plugs in their head bleeding out? I'm going to take them locks, them dreadlocks, or that long hair. Anywhere I go, that's where they going. You better believe it. It's coming all over the place, boy. That's just an automatic advantage for me.
Yes.
Why should I risk busting my knuckles up and breaking my hand when I can pull plugs?
Yeah.
And mind you, I say that because Yah is a man of war. Well, anyway, I just really, truly feel for that family. And I truly feel for the little girl who is now motherless. And there's a lot of women, a lot of children being born today. Can you imagine what type of household she had to see with all that drama going on? Didn't say nothing about where the baby was. And his mother, 31 years old, ripping and running up and down the road with a lesbian lover and ended up in death. And no telling what they told the Lebanon Police Department when these two was there, and apparently Dominique shot this man twice in the chest with a shotgun. And then went to the police department and said he's sitting there laying there dead and nothing got done to him. Nothing got done to, I can't even say him, the lesbian masculine stud that's female. Nothing got done to her. So in this part, the Lebanon Police Department did not do their due diligence, but dropped the ball on this. It's no different than when you get these mass shooters out there that's got a criminal record.
Yes.
And then you let them back out on the streets, and then you're going to go blame them for going to a school, and then, a soft target, and then shooting up and killing everybody, be a school or market or grocery store. Anyway, sister broadcast be on tonight. blogtalkradio.com/straightway. Sister's channel there on YouTube. 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow night be the Father's will. I don't know. I was supposed to have given an answer by now. I'll be on tomorrow night for a little bit. And we're going to have to actually redo the list because we got a few people coming in. So we're going to have a whole new crew here. The old heads, y'all going to have to relinquish y'all seats who normally come to be here. I know everybody want to be here. But until the Father help us get that home built at the top of the hill where we can have a room to accommodate y'all,
Yes.
you want to give up your seat. Ruby Tulips. Thank you for your offering. Keep crying aloud, Shepherd. Thank Yahweh for you. I thank Yahweh for you and all of you out there that are supporting the ministry. Hey, listen, we're done. We got work to do here. The day has been far spent. I hope you all have a victorious and mighty, prosperous day.
Yes.
In the Most High God. But I can tell you right now, the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and to destroy. And I'm also telling you this. Keep your mouth off us.
Please.
We've done nothing to you.
Amen.
We've done nothing to you. Keep your mouth off. Don't touch y'all's. It makes no difference whether you believe us to be anointed or not. By their fruit you shall know them.
Yes.
Can't nobody tell us what our bad fruit is.
Come on.
They can accuse all day long.
Yes.
They can say whatever they want. That doesn't make it fact. I mean, damn, R. Kelly getting ready to get out of jail based on false allegations. Everybody jumped all over him. Now he's getting ready to walk. Bill Cosby walked. All these false allegations. Oh, I got traumatized by Cosby 30 years ago. Bam, go to jail. What the? 30 years ago? What's the statute of limitations on an accusation, man? What the? Oh, boy, anyway. And then on top of that, not even a record. of the alleged infraction. Look at the devil. The devil is a lie.
Yes.
Man of sin, man, the Antichrist working overtime. Anyway, y'all be encouraged. Look forward to seeing y'all on the other side, all right? Y'all have a blessed day. The King is coming. You want to go ahead and knock this out, T?